What's up, guys? It's Captain Gabriel, the guildmaster of the Juggernauts. And basically, today I was going to do for like holiday season and just like for the guild in general, kind of like a video, uh, kind of like an advertisement kind of thing, just to like brag about the guild a little bit. Maybe get some new people to join. But instead, I thought it would be better to make a video on the top 5 things that TLOPO needs to do. Obviously, in my opinion, and also guesting with me, Chris Daggerrage, um, that TLOPO
Yo,
needs to do to just keep their game prospering and alive. Because we've both had our opinions that like TLOPO's going downhill really badly, and like obviously population's down, so like people aren't playing, including myself. And we just came up with a list. So first, I'll introduce Chris Daggerrage. Though first, Chris Daggerrage is
I'm
a
Daggerrage, guys.
Chris
What's going
Daggerage
on?
is a
And we're saying these 5 things, just to clarify, these need to happen, or else we're saying not only will the game will shut down because population, like Gabe said, is just going to decline so much. So go ahead, Gabe. That's our first thing.
yeah. So Chris Daggerage right here is a veteran in the Juggernauts, level 47. He's max everything except for potions. So he's pretty experienced pirate. He knows what he's talking about. He's played the game. He's done every single quest you can think of, like Black Pearl, Raven's Cove, uh, Pirate Lore, every annoying quest you can think of. He's done it. Same with me. I've done it on 2 pirates. This is my main pirate right here. Um, and then, uh, then the Mighty Penguin. A lot of people know me there. That's my other one. But yeah, let's get into this. The top 5 things, or not top 5, but just like 5 things that we think that TLOPO needs to do in order to keep their game alive. Number 1, they gotta fix the crashing and the lagging, and we put those hand in hand because I feel like they go together a lot. But number 2, sea gameplay, so just like sea combat and just like fighting shit at sea. Um, Number 3, we said, oh my god, I'm blanking right now. What did we say for number 3?
Originality.
Oh yeah, originality of the game. We'll explain all of these, of course. Um, and then 4, we said, oh my god, I'm blanking again. What's 4?
Communicate public.
Oh yeah, communicating with the player base. Um, and 5, we said trading. Okay, so the first one we'll start with like lagging and crashing. First off, why do these go together? I think is because like whenever there's more players, there's more lag, and then there's more crashes. And basically, you figure that out by just playing the game as much as I do or anyone. Chris, you can agree on that too, right? It's just more people, more crashing, more lagging. Just it all goes together.
Let's speak straight about this game. If you play within, let's say, a timeline of 20 minutes and your game crashes twice, you're not going to have the patience to continue to put up with playing this game. You're going to go, if you're a Call of Duty player, Grand Theft Auto player, you've got better things to do. If this game is not good enough to withstand all the crashing, it's just that simple.
Yeah, it's like they need to have it. Um, they need to have that fixed because like it is like the most annoying thing in my opinion. Obviously, why we have it number 1, but it is like the most annoying thing. Like when we were thinking about making this video, it was like the first thing that came to my head. They gotta fix that immediately. But
That's probably number one.
yeah, but
Yep.
I mean, as far as like glitches and things that can also happen because of it, but like I don't know. I also think that'll tie in later to like the originality of the game.
Well, sometimes game glitches is okay as long as
Yeah,
it really doesn't
that's
interfere with the overall gameplay.
right, right.
And I think the key thing you brought up too, and Gabe said this earlier to me, and I didn't realize, some of you got selected for a test server, and many games do this. They want to preview a server with a select amount of gamers, see how it works, and apparently that was what was that server called?
I don't even know.
Something with a P. But this server is apparently, what I heard, a lot better. And if this is, I think, if the game really needs to, in the management, and we talked about this management, and management wants to properly prioritize what they want to do, it starts with this new server coming to fruition and coming up. Because it just not only doesn't work a lot better, and the game just flows a lot better, more people want to play. People don't want to have to put up with constantly logging back in. It's just as simple as that. It's just going to lead you away from the game.
Yeah, not even that. Like, you log out, you log back in, and it's taking you like 5 minutes to get on the damn game. It's like, oh, I got to go through that process again. Let's go to the bathroom, make some dinner, and cook up some fucking dessert or some shit, and come back, and the game's just finally loaded in. And then you hear some dumbass music that they just made this year. That's another thing I'm going to have to talk about on the originality of the game, but that's pretty much it for lagging and crashing. Like, as far as, like, it is 2019, 2020, like, you don't have this fixed by now. Like that is, like, any game, Call of Duty,
It's disappointing.
any like, sports game, like, any, like, you play, like, fucking, like, Wii games, like, fucking Wii U and shit, and nothing crashed. You don't even know what a crash is. You barely know what lag. You barely know what lag is. In this game, it's all about. It's like the main conversation starter on this game when you're like meeting people and shit. It's like, oh, what's up, bro? How's the lag today? It's pretty god awful. So yeah, I mean that's just
Yeah,
like,
you basically nailed it. And I think too, part of the reason too is why it takes so long to get up is that's usually a good indicator. I think that could serve as a good indicator too. But you're totally right on. There's nothing else, guys. We don't have to like go in crazy detail with this. They gotta fix it. You can't lag and crash and keep a lot of people interested.
yeah.
It's just that simple.
And like one last thing, it's just they mentioned, like, I don't know when it is, but they mentioned it like months ago. They came up with a list of things they wanted to fix. In number,
Right.
I don't know what number it was, but it was like, we're gonna get out this new game engine because they're on Panda 3D right now, and then we're gonna put it on Piperoni or something, or whatever. I think it was what it was called, Piperoni. And here we are. We're breaking into 2020, and it's still not here. So, I mean, that's that.
Do you
They
remember,
need to
Gabe,
get
when
on
that
that,
list
but
was released?
I have no idea. Probably like summertime, be my guess.
Last summer, would you say approximately?
No. This summer.
Oh my, yeah. You got to get moving. So, yeah, it's just as simple as that. I think at least it's encouraging to know that the server reportedly worked well when they tested it. So, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. All right. Second point. Shit. What did I say? Second point.
C, we got to get
Oh
the
my
C
god.
gameplay.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my god.
go ahead, Gabe. I'm not personally,
Yeah. Okay,
Gabe, you
guys.
know everything. And this, guys, is, by the way, this is everything related to the C. This includes SVS too. Go ahead, Gabe. I mean, there's a lot of different things here because
Yeah.
C's an essential part of the game. It's like 50%. Again, there's so much attention, right? Prepared to land. You look at all the new bosses. You look at Forsaken Shallows. You look at what's the one at Port Royal? Gabe, remind me.
Hold Woods.
Hollowoods. They spend so many time with these new bosses and enemies and new weapons and stuff, but C's getting neglected. Go ahead, Gabe. List it off of
Yeah, guys.
what
Like,
is wrong.
I just showed you all my ships. 20,000 materials of each. I spend like majority of my time. I play this game for the sea, basically. You can tell. Like, that's basically why I play. But it's getting hard. It's getting tough to play when there's like not much to play for. For example, I'm going to start in SVS. There's a good community for SVS. There is a good amount of people that want to play. And a lot of it has left. A lot of the Potco people, I know, said they wanted to come back, and they were waiting for them to fix SVS, and they were going to come back and play. And they were waiting for Cannon Defense and come back and play. And people came back for that. And people came back for a few fixes even. But I think if they can just fix SVS, not everything's going to be perfect, but it's going to help a lot. It's like when they made Team PvP come back out, that is huge. Like, That makes me want to PvP. And I've never done PvP. Here we go. Here we want to pull up my duelist. I don't PvP at all, but that makes me want to kind of PvP. And, you know, as PvPers, I've seen so many PvPers come to SVS too. Because what the hell? It's fun. It's fun to shoot fury at other people and explosives. And who doesn't want to shoot a thunderbolt at somebody else's head and, you know, go on the beach and get all toxic? You know, shut the fuck up, man. You know, you suck dick. You're terrible, bro. And, you know, just go off on it. But you can't do that because we're crashing, we're lagging, we have lag spikes everywhere. We got glitches. We got the weirdest glitches. I was on SVS today. I found a new glitch. Like, I've been playing and playing and playing. I come on, new glitch. Okay? So, the glitches, specifically, I'll talk about, is when your ship sinks, or you teleport to somebody else's ship, and you end up flying in, like, the 5th dimension. And you're just like, oh, it's normal now. But, you know, anyone coming into SVS is just freaked out. What's going on? Okay. So you're in that. You finally figure out, hey, okay, you got to teleport. Someone tells you, your friend's helping your dumbass out. So you got to teleport back to, like, Port Royal or whatever. All right, teleport back. Okay, now you're running backwards. Okay, now you're like, oh, God, what the hell just happened? You know, I was just in the 5th dimension. I was with Jesus Christ, and now I'm back on Earth, and I'm running backwards. So you would think you were like reborn with a disability or something. Nope, it's just normal SVS, man. That's all normal. That's part of the game. And here we are. We're back. Friend tells you you gotta take off your clothes and put it back on again, right? So you're running backwards right now. Say I'm running backwards. You just take off a clothing item, whatever, just switch it real quick, put it back in, and then it would fix you and you'd be running forward. All right. So, but that's just one glitch that's super annoying. And let me tell you, over time, this is from experience, of course, you won't know this unless you've played SVS and you've done this. You sink and sink and sink, and that glitch keeps happening over and over again. It gets to a point where it eventually just throws you out of the game because the game's having a fucking mental overload and it can't handle it. Your fans are running 1,000 miles per hour in your computer. I mean, you know, you think the answer is buy a whole new computer for this. No. Like, I've seen that too, and, like, I even thought of it myself. You know, I just get a better computer, I'll be all right. No, the fans are still going to run like 1,000 miles an hour. They're not stopping those things. But I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. Basically, there's a lot of glitches that need fixed, and in SVS, but in other C, that's just one glitch. But yeah, there's other ones. As far as the other C gameplay, we talk about like runs and stuff like that. I mean, it is terrible to see. Oh, I'm blanking now. Oh man. I got too caught up in a rant. Chris, what have you noticed from C that you don't like?
I mean, look, I think the same thing. I think the biggest thing's the broadsides by far.
Oh,
the
yeah,
fact is,
yeah. Oh, that's terrible.
I mean, Gabe, there are okay glitches, and there are bad glitches. Broadsides are bad glitches. And look, SVS, okay, just alone. If you want to start somewhere with this, start at SVS. Because let me tell you right now, if everybody who either is playing TLOPO or used to play TLOPO knows about this, you're instantly getting back people. Because what people don't realize is, and what I didn't realize for a time, is the amount of strategy that's in the game and how it's involved. Do you want a big, like, war, do you want a war sloop that shoots out thunderbolts? Do you want a war, not a galleon or frigate, what's the other one, Gabe? Brig. You want a war brig who shoots fury out? Do you want a frigate with explosives? You know, there's so much different strategy and gameplay that makes it real fun. They're taking away from the game because of these stupid things. So SVS is huge. I'm not the biggest SVS gameplay personally, but the fact of the matter is it's a big mode in the game, and if you want to get people back, you got to get things figured out. And I think it starts probably broadsides. And I think, Gabe, one of the things you didn't mention, too, that was back on Potco is you could throw a grenade at somebody on the other ship and knock them out.
Oh, my God, yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah. I mean, you should be easily able to do that. So, I mean, look, yes, they've got to figure out. And, I mean, look, I mean, The other thing I'll argue about too, in terms of C during map runs, especially when those hunters come out. I mean, geez, there's one thing about fast. I mean, another thing is hunter fast. I mean, my gosh,
Oh
I've
yeah.
never seen ships go through. I don't know if anybody of you seen this, but ships going through islands. Wow, that's pretty impressive. I don't know. Is that the type of glitch we want? I guess that's kind of debatable, but
No.
geez. And then the last thing is Queen Anne's Revenge. That's huge. Once you get past the hunter point, instead of hunters chasing past you all day long, you should eventually have a ship to get you to the point where you eventually will sink if you don't dock to that kind of point. That would make it so much more fun.
Yeah.
Queen Anne's Revenge as a different element. They have to think about that.
Now, Chris is really going on to like additions and things, but the broadsides. Okay, we really need to hone in on this. Okay, think about this.
True.
Think about this. Think about being on land. You start playing the game. Okay. Kill an undead gravedigger. You finally found one. You go on the wiki, you search for like 3 hours and you find one. You find the gravedigger, you walk up to him, he pulls out his dagger. And imagine him, okay, you get scared. Let's just say you get scared and you go run away. And he chases you. He comes right after your ass. And you know what? You just stand there. You go to like the bathroom real quick or something, right in the middle of a fight. He just stands there and does nothing. Or he just misses. He just misses over and over and over again. That's what the sea's like. Because I'm on my ship, I shoot a broadside at another ship. And it can't even, the other ship just sprays it everywhere. Every time. They can't shoot anything. Like, they gotta be like 2 inches from you to hit their broadside. So that takes away from the difficulty of the game. It just makes it look so bad. So bad to any kind of new players and things. Like, you want new players coming to your game, bro? Bro, we over that. We were over that in like 2017, bro. We're still in beta right now. But
yeah.
And it's the same for like your ship as well. You're right. Like, I have seen so many instances where I'm right up to the enemy ship. We are literally 2 feet apart. I mean, like side to side. And my broadside decides, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just shoot everywhere, Let's shoot everywhere but the enemy ship right in front of me.
Right, yeah, that's it.
And that's ridiculous.
And you're right. It's why is it scattered against why it comes nicely in a line there, and then it's scattered. It seems like why does it do when it does that? It just doesn't seem to make sense.
Yeah, so that is like, I don't know. I thought that was more alpha stuff, that like your shots out of your freaking ship could hit somebody and the enemy could as well, but I don't know. I think the sea got forgotten or something. Like, okay, and then we got Queen Anne's Revenge. Like, the Queen Anne's Revenge was like one of the coolest things in Potco. I remember, like, the fleets. Okay, bringing them fleets back. Fleets back was great. I remember that. That was great, and they're still out. They're working good.
Yeah,
that's great. But the Queen Anne's Revenge was out for a little bit, and then that got taken away because you could get the infamous Sword of Triton on that ship, and thankfully I got it. But there's a ton of people that I'd like to see. It's just like a cool thing to have. It's like, to like the movies and things like that. And, a lot of people play the game for nostalgia. They're not really like playing too much because it's super fun. Because like, it is fun. I'll say 100% it is fun. It's just not as fun as it could be right now. But a lot of people play because, it was their childhood game, whatever. And, they just miss the community. They miss this.
It's fun to a point, though, Gabe. It's fun until it doesn't get fun, right? Everybody's got like
until
a
your
lifespan. Every game
everywhere.
is a lifespan, and if you don't keep improving and you don't keep adding things, you're going to be in the rearview mirror.
Right. But I think we have to agree that you can't add and add and add on a shitty surface.
No, and right. We're going to talk about this next with originality. You're right.
You can't
there are certain things, and it's just. What just the prioritizing, how management chooses to prioritize what they add.
Right. Management needs. I mean, they've done a great job so far, but I mean, you're building on shit. You're building on lag. You're building on crashes. Here we are years later. This shit sucks. It still sucks. Not the game. It's the engine. It's the crashes. It's the pains that have been going on and on and on and on. It's terrible, and we'll bleed into originality. Okay, I couldn't believe this, but there was a day, I don't know, I think it was like Halloween or something. They like changed the like on the backdrop. Like fuck, I'll log out real quick. Like when you log into the game, your pirate comes up. There's a ship in the background. Okay, this was like weird. I don't have music playing, but there was a different kind of music playing. It's not the same thing. I don't understand why you would change it. I mean, I get it's Christmas time, but again, this is still pirates. I think the music makes this game. Chris, huge music person. What the fuck? Isn't the music great?
Oh, I think the music is great. I think even the music they added is great. The problem is that people don't play the game because of the music.
Right. Right, but anyways, to me, as just an old player, someone that's been playing this game for so many years, like the music is just like, don't screw with that, because I see it building. I see the building, like, you're changing chests, you're changing ships, you're changing shit, you're changing the way things look, as far as like little details on clothes and stuff. Like, I don't want to see that. I just want to see the old game. I want to see what used to be. Back going in full function, but build off that, but not to the point where you're like almost branching off into like fucking different sections. Like, if we're building a fucking carrot farm, I want to see more carrots, man. I don't want to see fucking apples and like fruits and shit in there. Like, you can throw some other vegetables, but a few other vegetables here and there, but don't throw in fucking
and
fruits.
I even tied this game into the category that it needs to stick the originality of the game, but and how they're going to do that is they need to prioritize better. The fact is you can't be putting Christmas music in when you're freaking lagging at this rate. You can't. Yeah. As much as it sounds cute and great and all that. Yeah. And the other thing you forgot to mention was the winter skull chest. What the heck is that about?
Yeah. Jeez, God, man. You'd think we'd be worried about fixing the game, or at least adding more candy cane swords. Because we can never have too many candy cane swords, right? Until our inventory's full. So you know what? Let's just add 6 more pages of inventory for fucking 77 more candy cane swords. I'm getting tired of that too. Every time it's an update, it's a sword. What happened to Barbossa's Fury? Oh yeah, it's a gun in the old game. What happened to Norrington's Spyglass? That shit was legendary. Legendary. Literally legendary.
That was a big one.
Barbossa's Fury. Huge character from the movies. Huge character in the fucking game. And then Norrington's Spyglass? Who the fuck doesn't know Norrington? Norrington was a beast. He fucked Elizabeth. Great guy. But he had a great spyglass. Every SVSer would appreciate having that in the game. Or anybody that just sells in general. So that's terrible they don't have that in. It's just it's an original part of the game, not in the game. In many things, obviously we talk about Queen Anne's Revenge, that can go in originality as well. It's just, I don't know why they don't put any time. It's all about swords and shit. Whatever. But that's just how it is, I guess. I don't know. So I think if they destroy the originality of the game, this is why they need to keep it. They destroy the originality, destroy the nostalgia, and over time you lose one player, you lose another player, you lose that one player that everybody likes, and then their friends all leave, and then you lose that other friend, and then his all friends leave. A whole guild shuts down, another 2 guilds shut down. Maybe not this drastic, but you see where I'm going with it, that like, you're changing things about the original game that big people played for, that a lot of people like, other people aren't going to play. If that, a lot of people play for the community as well. Yeah. So it will bleed into the next topic. Community. If you don't communicate, guys, okay. As far as like developers, like you guys.
I wanted to mention something before you got there, too, is that, they're so focused on stupid winter skull chests. They're not even coming out with double gold or double rep. We just noticed playing the other day, they didn't even have it. Man. That was terrible. This is the time of year to get, if you're going to get new gamers, this is it. Because it's going to be easy for them to get past those levels.
Right.
So, that to me.
I would love to explain this a little bit. TLOPO, if you're going to bring out double, at least 2 weeks before the end of the year. Like, it's got to be up for a while, not for a day and then take it right back down. So here's what I'm upset about. Like, as far as, like, you want to bring in new players and shit, too, okay? Let's say I got a new friend, Joe. Joe down the street. Oh, man. He wants to play. So I'm like, yo, bro, it's break. It's Christmas break, bro. I'm off of college. I'm off of high school, bro. I'm just trying to hang out with some friends and shit, you know. Let's play some video games. What do you got, bro? So he's over my house. He's got his laptop or whatever. And, yo, you got to check out this pirate game, bro. I've been playing this for like 2 years now. You got to try it out. It's fun. It's fun. It's like a little bit glitchy, but it's fun. All right, so he gets on it. Whatever, you guys play. You guys have a good time for like 2, 3, 4 hours, whatever. Let's say you guys play for like a whole day, actually. Let's say, fuck it. Let's say you play for a whole day. You like just fuck around and shit. And he gets to like level 20. Okay? Break's over. New Year's Day, you guys come over. You play a little bit more. And then that's over. Let's say he's like level 25. Let's be real generous. He's like level 25 and shit. He comes back, and he's done. He doesn't want to play anymore. He's like, yeah, it was glitchy, but it was like only fun with you, and like, you know, like, the game's like not all that, you know. And I've just gotten that so often from like even my friends. It's just like the game needs a lot of work and things like that, which is obvious. But basically, my point was that, like, you need to bring that out, the double gold, the double rep, so when you get these new people over break, which is prime time for people to ask their friends to play and family to play and shit, they can have full access to the game. They can progress at a higher rate, and they can see the fun parts of the game before they even get there yet. So they blow all their money, they blow all their gold, they blow all their materials, and they have that little bit of fun. But that's what you need to spark them into playing, okay? And that's what I mean. You gotta have that up. If you put it up for a fucking day, and, you know, Joe's like, yo, I can't get on today, bro. I got fucking work, bro. They're packing me in till like midnight today, bro. I can't play. Well, then what the fuck? He can't even enjoy it. He can't even fucking enjoy it. So you gotta have it up. You have to have it up. That is just big time. That's holidays, you know, Black Friday sales and shit, you know. They don't have their sales up for a day, bro. Even though it's just one Black Friday. Like, that, they have their sales up for a long time, man. Like, it's not even just it's just common sense, in my opinion. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, you'd think. Yep, that's kind of why. I mean, that's just a tradition. You can even put that in originality. Yep, you should easily. Why? Why? I mean, it just, yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, and they, yeah, of course, just to sum this up, yeah, they have to think about what was in the last game, and they got to stick to it. Because people enjoy the game itself.
Right.
Not this random thing you want to. The only thing I wanted to bring up before we get to our next point, and this is total speculation. We don't know. The fact is unless you are an employee of TLOPO, you don't know about this. But the only thing that could tell me this, and this will kind of help us transition to number 4, is that because they keep adding new things and there's just all these old things that keep lingering on, is there a chance they do not know, or is it not fixable? Again, I don't know. Is it just take a long time? Do they not know how to fix it? Are we having problems? Right. You know, look, if it is, and if that's the case, they need to better communicate with the public, which is our number 4 thing. They need to tell them that. Because the fact is, if you're just going to leave them lingering out there, and if you're just going to, you know, pretend like it's going to maybe one day come out, and you don't do it, people are going to get frustrated. And you want another way? You want your already low population to drop already? You just do that. Because the fact of the matter is that this scheme, there's been so many things out there. I mean, this game came out in 2014, right? I mean, the fact of the matter is there's a significant part. I mean, they should be embarrassed that the fact is 2020 is in a week and a half, and we're still going to be in beta going into 2020. Who would have ever thought about that? Beta, it's showing 6 years. I want to know how many games go into beta 6 years into their existence. This is ridiculous. They have to get to the meat of the problem, and they have to figure it out. They have to, And if it's not fixable and they can't do it, they got to let the public know.
Right. And before I start even talking, Chris is pretty critical, and I am too. I mean, and it's not because we don't appreciate what you guys have done as far as like developers, like, like we love what you've done, and we want to see this game out. That's why we're fucking on here getting fiery about this. But you gotta understand, like, we just want the best for the game. Like, we're not here to like bash you and like tell you're not, you guys are just wasting and you guys are just terrible, because that gets confused so often. But anyways, communication with the community.
Yeah, and Gabe, I wanted just to add to that too, because you're totally right. Yeah, I mean, if you're a developer watching this, I mean, from a Daggerrage perspective, we are doing this video because your game really has potential. The fact is, there was a time where I really wasn't into the game as much, and I didn't believe into this game in Paco like I did in TLOPO. I realized how good it was. So if you're a team on TLOPO, don't view this as a negative criticism. View this as a compliment that we're taking you seriously and we're going on these rants, because it shows we care and you have a really good idea about this game and you really spend a lot of time. But just know that we have to get honest about what we need to improve on, because if we don't, you're going to continue losing people, and it will become so much to the point where you will be forced to shut the game down. That is the fact. So that's it there. And another thing about the communication part and about communicating, and that's why it's so important to communicate. If Queen Anne's Revenge, if there's something that, like, guys, this isn't going to be out for a while, be honest with us. Keep us updated on how your server's going, how Queen Anne's Revenge is going, how trading is going. Trading will be our 5th thing. Let us know how we're doing on this thing. How are you doing? At least fans will know that you're trying. Let us know you're putting in the effort for it, because we know when we know you are, let it more known to the public so that we understand, because it's not easy to make a game. But the fact is that life is not easy in video games. The video game industry is not easy. You have to keep improving, or else millennials will get sick and tired of your game. That's why we're doing it. Gabe?
Yep. And even building off that, let me tell you, playing the game for this long, bro, I can't tell you, like, love the work you guys do as far as developers go. Love the work you guys do. Love this game. I'm going to play it as much as I can, while it's still worth my time, of course. But I have no trust for you guys when you say you're working on something and, like, it just doesn't come out for, like, fucking ages. You say, oh, okay, guys, here's a list. I got really excited the day you guys said, here's a list, because I thought you were saying, all right, we're going to get to work on all this shit. And we were going to go in order, basically. No. Then you shook my ass, and you were like, no, Gabe, no. We're coming out with Capture the Chest, so you can shut your bitch ass up. So basically, and it's not just me. There's plenty of people that have no trust for you guys at all when you say you say that, okay, we're gonna start working on this stuff, blah blah blah. And it even comes down to smaller things. We're not gonna even just talk about like straight up big updates and stuff like that. But I mean, like, when you guys shut the game down for a little bit, like, you say, all right, guys, we're going to have the game down for a little bit. We got to do some extra maintenance on this update. And it takes a fucking hour. Or it doesn't come up for a day. I forget when it was. I think it was... Actually, was it during Chris? No. I think it was during Hall Woods. There was a time you guys released an update. Something went wrong. Really wrong. And I remember... You go down for an update, come back up, everybody's playing, whatever, shut the game down for maintenance in 20 minutes, whatever, get that message. The game didn't come out for like 3 fucking days, and you guys said nothing. Like, what the fuck? What am I, like, another thing with the game, like, you can't, like, you gotta keep logging on, you gotta keep typing in your stuff and logging on to check if it's up and stuff like that. Like, just can you just communicate with us? Like, give us a time. Like, I know you guys always say, like, look, we can't give you a specific time or anything, but give us like a range at least. at least a range, because time is everything. So like just like your communication, your lack of communication has built such a distrust, not just with me, but I'm talking lots of other people in the community. Like my whole guild, we're all together on this. Of course, Chris Daggerrage here is, and so many other people. Like when we say we're going down, when you guys say you're going down for an update, everyone's like, oh fucking hell, because who knows when the fuck it's gonna be back up? Nobody fucking knows. Not even you guys know. I guess. I don't know. But if you guys don't, if you seriously have no idea, like if you can't even just tell if it's a short update, or it's going to be a long update, it's going to be a medium update, or you have no fucking clue, we need more honesty from you guys. Like, you guys have done great.
And that's why we're saying communicate, guys, because that's going to build that one keyword that Gabe said, trust. If you don't and you keep losing trust, you're going to essentially keep losing gamers.
Right.
And that isn't good for the future of the game.
With like of course, you guys, you're not doing this on much money and whatever, and we understand, but if you want to model yourself off of games, you look at like Call of Duty, you look at like GTA, you look at big time games, there is constant like updating and like just the community, like not even just the game, but like the community, like, hey guys, we're working on this. Next update, expect all this stuff. Next update, expect all that stuff. And we're thinking about that. And by the way, we're gonna bring out some double XP, just the hell of it, or whatever. You know what? It can be done a lot better with just a little bit of communication, and a lot of people appreciate that so much more. Just a little bit of communication. Really help people stay engaged in the game. You got anything else, Chris?
No, I think you hit on it. It's just, you better communicate with us on how you're doing, and you be more honest so you gain more trust. It's as simple as that.
All right. And our final, we have...
That's right. Let's talk about trading. All right.
Yeah.
Trading is the one, and this is our fifth thing. And the reason why it's number 5 and not number 1, 2, 3, or 4 is because it wasn't in the original Paco game. But trading, and Gabe will totally agree with this. We talked about SBS adding strategy and looting, and trading only adds another important strategic element to the game. Now, there was a forum that came out and asked you what the rules were, because this was the very controversial point. This is what I really want to talk about with Gabe and break down, and because what's tradable, right? Everybody wants to know, what's the $1 million question? Are legendaries tradable, right? So we want to get into that, but the biggest reason why trading in general, because it keeps the fans interested. It goes back to that main point. It gives people a chance to play that one legendary that they can never get that bothers them. Someone else could have a copy of that they could get in a great trade. That's how it would work. I think it would be a great idea, but they've got to figure out the rules to establish this. They've got to figure things out. Should there be a level requirement for if you have to trade something? What do you trade? What's tradable? I think everything should be tradable, but eventually the game will have to come up with something. But Gabe, I'll leave it to you here. What do you think? I mean, obviously they need trading so we can add interest back in the fans, but what do you think about the rules and what the rules should be so that, because some people feel it's so hard and you have to earn your legendaries. Others, maybe feel differently. I probably feel a little differently. So, Gabe, go ahead. I'll let you go.
That's a tough question. I don't know, really. To be honest, I'd say, it's coming down to you're trading everything, or you're gonna like literally everything. We're talking like cards, jewelry, whatever, tattoos, weapons, clothes, like literally everything, even ships for that matter, like literally everything, or I'd say maybe no legendaries, because legendaries are like the hardest thing to get in the game, but I don't know. I don't know, but I still think this is like, it's a must to come out, even though, this will break the rule of what I said earlier, that it's not original in the old game, but everybody wanted it. And here's another thing. It's just an idea. But where the fuck is the EITC, the East India Trading Company, We gotta. That could be a whole new thing. I'm just saying. The ITC trading company, man. That could be a whole new thing. Uh, but I think it has to come out because even in the old game, like people would get so many like duplicate legendaries and stuff because there was only 7 legends, and I think like you need to have it. Like it's nice. It's nice that like someone else can find like for example, like I can find like fucking 20 silver freezes like this thing right here. You can find like 20 of these things, but only find like one lost sword. Uh, that's just how my luck's been. But like there's those people that just get really unlucky. They can't find that one weapon, and I think trading could really help those people a lot. And it can give more. It can give like another element to the game. Like think about it, okay, you're gonna run into the problem, of course. Like people are gonna like they're gonna go on eBay and they're gonna like sell their shit and stuff. But like it's like whatever. Like like I don't know what the rules are and shit against that, but I don't know. I think that's just like whatever. Like just don't fuck with it. Whatever happens,
And that's why I
happens.
said this is number 5 and not number one, two,
Yeah,
three, or 4,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
This is number 5 for a reason because 1 through 4 need to be addressed first.
yeah. But
I think before this, but uh, I I agree. I think if you make everything tradable, I think it could create for interesting things. Um, I think the rules. I mean, legendaries are probably the biggest question mark, and I know the leaning is towards not tradable, but definitely not. But we'll see. It's got to be out. Everything should be tradable. You're able to trade. Gabe, what I have to ask you in terms of rules, do you think like if you want to trade a thing to, let's say, and it wouldn't be a bad thing, it would be a pretty good one. So maybe you want to trade, you're looking for something and you want to trade, let's say, oh well, how about that 7Cs one? Do you think you should be a certain level to trade more high quality weapons?
no, because it's just like if the other person's retarded enough to like just give it to you, it's like just let it happen,
That's what I
But
think too,
but
but some others
but
don't.
here's
I agree.
here's another element. This is the only thing. Like I think if you're gonna limit anything, you're gonna limit like what is tradable, like as far as like legendaries, ships, stuff like that, like big things. But as far as like the trading process goes, if you're gonna limit it to like okay, you can only trade 2 things, like you can only trade like 2 things for one thing, or like 2 things for one thing, or like 3 things for one thing, or something stupid like that. Like I think you should basically give us like a good area that we can just put in like whatever we want. Basically, like if someone wanted to say like, hey, I want all 300,000 gold, I want all 5,200 cards, I want I want everything for that legendary. I think it should be able to happen. So I don't think there should be any limits on like if you're gonna trade a legendary, you have to trade like at least 5 famed away or something like that. Like I think it should be totally the actual process should be like totally free to like whatever the players want to do.
Yeah, I agree. I think you should, usually like 3, maybe you have 5 slots to trade from. But the thing is you don't have to occupy all the slots as long as you got one thing in there.
Yeah,
For another thing, it's tradable. But I think you can go up to like 5 slots and pick from anything: clothes, jewelry, weapons, clothes.
and I would say
I don't know. The only thing I'll say is that, if we're going to make legendaries not tradable, then probably we should not make fully upgraded ships tradable either, because there is a process you have to go through to earn all the gold and ship materials you need to get a fully upgraded ship. So
but that's
that's
where
the only thing
I
I'll say there.
disagree because ships are guaranteed. You sink a certain amount of hunters over and over and over. Eventually you get the gold. Eventually you get the mats. Eventually you can buy the
Same thing,
ship.
and if you kill
No, because then you still have the luck.
Politico so many times, you could get the legendary.
You still have the luck. You still have the luck factor in because it's a 33% chance that you're gonna either get a lost sword, a silver freeze, or a leviathan. So that's
But still,
You could, Chris, every single time I've on a fucking run, I'm getting silver freeze, silver freeze, silver freeze, silver freeze. It took me like 2 years to get a fucking uh, El Patron. And if you guys, okay, this is kind of off topic, but if you guys have ever seen Sid, he was in like the Vengeful Ones. I don't know what guild he doesn't really play anymore. I could pull him up actually. Sid, whatever, couldn't find a Dark Black Sack Fest for the longest of time, and he made some pretty hilarious videos on that. Anyways, but yeah, like people's luck are just so bad like that. Like, like just the luck factor makes it so that it's not guaranteed. Like it's not like you put in a certain amount of time and you get it. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like with ships, like you kill a certain amount of hunters, you're gonna get to that number. You're gonna be able to purchase an upgrade. It's not like that with you can't just like go purchase a Dark Black Sack Fest or whatever from just killing like 3,000 enemies, whatever. It's luck. And I think that element of luck can make it really easy. It can make it super easy on some people. I've seen like people level 30 like pulling World Eater blades and shit, and then, here I am. I got 3 legendaries only. So
but the point is we'll see. It's not. It can be added. But the point is that if these 5 things are in the game, I really think the game has got a high ceiling. And from there, I know there are more things you want to do. Obviously, you want to get it out of beta. I just, some way, if it's possible, they got to figure out a way. I know another thing is pod race invasions, and I know there are a lot of things too. I don't know what yet they need yet to get it out of beta. I forget, but these 5 things just in general should really just elevate the game, and you should get gamers back. I think those 5 things combined, I'm not lagging, I'm not crashing, I'm getting a smooth game, I'm getting a really good C, I'll get more people at C, all this attention to land and stuff. More people at C, I'm going to get an original game, I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to get what was in the game. I'm going to know when new things have the potential of coming out. And I'm getting trading. You know what? I'd play. I'd spend my time. But right now, it's hard. It's challenging. It's not like they haven't done a great job, but it's challenging because of that. It's the fact is it's just you crash 2 times in 20 minutes, you're going to lose people. I mean, that's it. So, that's kind of all I got to sum that up for, because again, it's a worry. And the reason we say this, it's a worry. And I just think the big sum up is they've got to change their direction. Enough with the winter skull chests and decorating the sails of the ship. Let's get down to business on the actual things that make TLOPO like Paco great. So that's pretty much all I got to say, because they got a good game. It's a really great version. It builds off of the movie well, but they really have got to find a way to keep fans interested. That's how games, like I said, that's the lifespan of games. And if they don't find a way to keep fans involved and a way to keep them playing, like Club Penguin eventually failed, same thing will happen.
Yep, I see the exact same thing. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, to summarize it up, basically, guys, like, the management needs to just change some of these things around. Now, granted, you can see just, like, this is a long video, but, like, you can see what we said, and, it's like, it's just another player, but, I play every day, and I'm around, it's not that hard to find me. It's like, I'm in SVS, I've been a looter, like, I've been in it, like, it's not like I don't play every aspect of the game. There's no quest in this game I haven't done, same with Chris, just going off that, like, I mean, we are just 2 more other players, but at the end of the day, like, sometimes that one person leaving can be a drastic thing, So, anyways, that's all, guys. Thanks to Chris Daggerrage.
Yep.
A veteran in our guild, and, yeah. Stinks we couldn't make a guild video, but we will make it eventually. Just take these things into consideration, TLOPO, and we'll keep playing, but hopefully, if things can start getting, if things get worse, obviously things are going to change, but yeah, if things get better, hopefully we'll be sticking around and coming back for more. Alright, that's all I got. Chris, anything else?
Nope. That's good.
Alright, peace guys.